Jill introduced me to Bob, and I remember I think we went to Peg's Countryside Cafe, and they kind of told me what they were doing, and they asked me to sleep out and I'd spend a night in a tent in the winter. And I'm like, you know what? I'm from Manitoba. I can do this. One of the families that was leveraging interfaith went and spoke, and it was a woman and her 3 children. And she told her story, basically how her husband left her and they had no money. And it was a situation where she stayed home to take care of her kids. The power company came and shut off their apartment. She got kicked out of their townhome, and she had nowhere to go with the 3 kids. And so, that story really resonated with us because, you come to the realization that how many people actually live paycheck to paycheck. And I actually knew the neighborhood that they lived in, and it was a very, it was a neighborhood that I perceived was a very wealthy neighborhood. It was eye opening for me. I was raised on very little. We didn't have much at all at our house, and we were paycheck to paycheck. Times were tough. There's certain things we couldn't do because we didn't have money. Our resources would have been, my grandparents, and we would have been able to stay in their house. But a lot of people don't have that luxury. People work hard for their money, and that is it. And stuff happens. The sleep out is important to this community for a couple of reasons. Number one, it brings awareness. And the reality that a lot of people face is they have no money in their savings account. They live paycheck to paycheck, and they do everything to try to keep ends meet. And they're one, car repair away from getting behind. The second thing that I think is really important about the sleep out is it brings kind of the sense of community. We live in a time where there's a lot of turmoil, and we are indoctrinated with messages of negativity throughout our media. Mr. Rogers talks about, when he was a kid, and they said, and he said, hey, you know what? My mom said, whenever I saw bad things on the news, my mom said, look for the helpers. The sleep out in our community shows, the caring that we have for other people. And it shows the core of a lot of people they're just good people. We are on this human journey together.